I come to you this morning under the gravest of circumstances, Valhalla. People are being attacked for their beliefs. People are being threatened with their work. People are being told, if you believe this, you do not deserve to exist. And these same people say they are defending others. They say they are defending groups when they systematically attack and want to ruin someone just because of their beliefs. I may not agree with Cecil. I may not agree with EBS sometimes. I may not agree with the people sitting with me on this panel right now, but they have the right to speak their opinions. They have the right to voice what they feel. We have fucking freedom of speech in this country. Yet people are losing their jobs. They're losing their livelihood because they won't toe someone else's fucking line. We cannot give up those ideals and become fucking sheep. Because that's what they want. They want each and every single one of you out there to be their fucking sheep. To join them in their We aren't sheep, are we, Valhalla? We're fucking wolves.
Yeah.
And good morning, everyone out there. Good morning, Cobalt and Pudgy. Good morning, Purple. Good morning, Adega Outlaw. Good morning, Crimson Mist. Colin P. Smith. Mountains of Elysium. Battle Angel Heiress of Chaos. Samantha Joe. The Valkyries. Lady Mist. The Guardian of the Void. Gypsy Lemons. Mr. Hyde's Podcast. Cat and Shrek. Cred Sox 5. NB Geek. Broken Entertainment, Colin P. Smith, good morning to each and every one of you. And if you can't tell, yes, I am fired the fuck up. And with me this morning is Brian, Speaker for the Dead, who had a wonderful first live stream last night, and my brother, 24/7 Fusion Media. How are you guys doing this morning?
Shit.
Doing real good.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah.
Geeter 92, Josh and Rebecca Momini, good morning, guys. And if you can't tell, I am fucking pissed. Last night and this morning, I was reading all kinds of wonderful comments about how any comic gator should lose their livelihood, lose their jobs, lose their fucking work because of what they believe. And the same people saying this shit are the ones that are saying we should all be ists and we all should be this and we all should be that. And toe this line and toe that line. And oh, I'm so happy that comics guy was thrown out and shut down and there's no campaign. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? You replace any of that with a homosexual or a liberal or a fucknut, and we'll see how well they are then. Replace Comic Gator with SJW and listen to them because they're fucking children who don't understand.
Yeah, I think they skipped history class when they were growing up. They missed that whole, Revolutionary War, soldiers dying in the fields for, the rights that we have today, they all take it for granted. And then it's just, I don't know. It's so pathetic to watch them get on and just burn things down. And just, it's like, that's all they know how to do. They don't know how to build, create, or do anything like that. They just destroy. And I mean, it takes nothing to destroy, but it takes something seriously powerful inside of someone to create something great.
I think Mexican Iron Man woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Would you like an invite, Mexican Iron Man? I will be more than happy to throw you one this morning.
Oh yeah, bring them in.
Broken entertainment, none of these people can create. I feel like my head's going to explode. Honestly, I feel like my fucking head is going to explode. You may not like what I have to say, and I may not like what you have to say, but I respect your fucking right to say it.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech isn't free unless you agree that everybody gets their say. The second you start shutting people down, no, we don't have freedom of speech anymore. Especially when they can use the state and big media companies and all that stuff to do it. I mean, how do you keep freedom of speech when the people who are supposed to be monitoring and providing that and making sure it's upheld are in on the gag, are in on the destruction? The Facebook, YouTube, I mean, all of them to a certain extent have bent the knee. And I mean, that's why journalism is like the fourth branch of government, is because they're the ones that are supposed to keep people honest. And I mean, they're in on it now. I mean, it's pathetic.
It's absolutely pathetic. It is. It is absolutely fucking pathetic. People died for this. Guys, I want to tell you something. If anybody doesn't know this, go down a little history lesson rabbit hole here. Thousands of Americans died for your right for freedom of speech. And they didn't just do it once either. They didn't just do it once. You know who else had a media campaign like this? I'll fucking say it. I'll say it without covering it up with Yahtzees or Istophobes. The fucking Nazi party in Germany did this exact same fucking thing. They used the media to spread propaganda, to spread control. That's what they did.
Yeah.
They took their guns, they took away their police, and they replaced them with mobs. They replaced them with brown shirts. I mean,
Yep.
It's scary, the similarities between what is happening right now and what has happened in the past. And I mean, every great civilization has destroyed itself from within. It's usually never been conquered. Rome, Greece, all of them fell from within due to corruption and it's sad that we just don't learn the lessons of history, and we repeat this same stupidity over and over again.
It's amazing to me that these are the same people pointing their fingers and calling people this, that, and the other. And then they're the ones acting like this. They're the ones doing this. They're the ones encouraging this. And the media just eats it up. They're just sucking blue titty milk.
That was awesome sound effects, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all week. I am, really. I'm here all week. Are they living in a fantasy, or is this just intentional? Are they living in a fucking fantasy world, or is this just intentional? Will this be all over after November?
No. I think it'll tone down, but I think it'll keep going.
Yeah, I do too.
They think they've got the the wind at their backs. They think they've got power now. They're not going to let go of that. No way.
And oh my God, thank you so much, Anonymous. A $40 super chat. Thank you so much. And guys, if you want to do it with me, we'll do it right here, right now. Skull!
There it is! Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
And they say, Anonymous says, Cecil is love. Cecil is life. Thank you so very much, Anonymous. Guys, thank you. Thank you so very much. This whole campaign to destroy people. They tried to destroy EBS, and look how that turned out. EBS made $2 million fucking last year. Why? Because he's making something people want.
Right. Yeah, I put my money into it. You know, I backed up EBS. Yeah. It's crazy when you hear how you got Gail Simone coming after Cecil. I was like, I sat there and I heard that, and I was like, I never met him, but I've been subscribed to him way before he even, got on with, EBS all the way at the beginning. I heard about him, and I tell you what, when I heard about him, it was when he first did his if you are subscribed to Cecil, then you know about his C3PO series. Now, that thing is so hilarious. How he was gonna make, I think if it was not mistaken, a 13 part series on C3PO, and how he's the greatest figure in all of Star Wars. And man, when you can hear the sincerity in his voice when he talks about some of that shit, man, and it's funny, it's hilarious. And I was down with him back then when he was shredding comic books and everything else. This dude he's hilarious, but he's real about his shit. From everything that I've seen, live streams, I mean, oh my God, over the years, this dude is, he's the real McCoy. He's sincere, and everything that I'm hearing is, that when he's off camera, he's the same guy that he is on camera. So he's genuine inside and out. So every time anybody sees him, that's really who he is. That's whether he's sober, he's drunk, whatever the fuck, he's the same dude. And I respect that man.
Amen.
And to have, him getting shut down, it's the same shit. It's the equivalent of what happened to Richard C. Meyer, to your boy Zach. The same shit. And I tell you, it's disgusting. And it has a lot of people fired up. And just for the simple fact that Nick Barucci, sat there and folded. Just like what I was seeing, a lot of other live streams were going on yesterday. A lot of people were talking. I remember when EBS started his, the first thing he was saying is, how this thing, Comics Gate and just the whole cause in general took an L yesterday. And it's the fact that you had one of the majors that was sitting there playing ball with Comics Gate. It gave Comics Gate it put a foot in the door to be able to do things that, Marvel or DC wouldn't take a chance to, to do with Comics Gators. And it just felt like that door got closed with that whole situation, and that's the sad part.
And I'm going to read what Lady Gravemaster threw out here. This decision makes zero business sense. The people celebrating this aren't customers. Dynamite isn't going to earn their business from this, but they just cost themselves hundreds of real customers. That cover made $10,000 in 3 days. 3 days,
Over
$10,000. By backers.
You want to know? I'm gonna tell you something. When you look at when Dynomite, when they put out their titles monthly, when things were straight, and we ain't talking about right now. We talking about when things were flowing for them before, the beer bug hit. A comic book going for what, $3-4 or how much they were selling their books for every month. How much money would their books generate in a 3-day time period? When you talk about a dude that's just doing a variant cover, sat there and pulled over 3 G's in about 3 days. Man, when you do the math, and that, and I tell you what, depending on how long they decided to keep the crowdfund opening, ain't no telling what it would have looked like by the end of the month or 2 months or however which way, however long they decided to keep it open. Man, they just shot themselves in the foot, and they did it behind, pandering and all this other stuff. And I mean, at the end, it doesn't pay off because they just lost this. Man. And I'm kind of pissed myself because I had just ordered some Vaporella.
And every one of them customers has gone away mad now. They'll probably never get them back.
Nope.
And I don't even want the shit no more, man. To be honest with you, man. It's like, fuck, man. It's like, you cross one of us, you cross all of us. And I'll tell you what, if we don't stand for nothing, we'll fall for anything.
That's right.
So shit, man. We got to draw the line somewhere. And this was wrong.
And me and Mexican Iron Man were just talking about what we were going to back to do some comic reviews. And I will tell you, I will not spend a fucking penny on anything from Dynomite. And it's not even the fact that they went this direction, or that they fucked over Cecil. It's the fact that they went in this direction. It's not the fact they fucked over Cecil. It's the fact they went in this direction. I can disagree with Cecil's views. I can disagree with EBS. I can disagree with anybody, but that does not give anyone the right to say, well, you can't work for us because you don't believe this. There was nothing wrong with that fucking cover. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that cover. All they did was throw a fit. And they did the same thing. They tried to pull the same shit with Anna, that Star Wars girl. And I want to say something here. I don't usually share personal shit very much, but I want to tell you guys something. In February, when my father passed, out of nowhere, Anna reached out to me and said, I'm so sorry, Loki. I'm so sorry this happened. And I talked to Anna, and Anna is a wonderful person. And they went after Anna. And you know why they went after Anna? Because they tried to make it out like she's Comicsgate, and she only did this because of what happened with her departed sister. Are people going to say that shut Loki down because the only reason he's doing this is because his father passed away? That's fucking nonsense. She was here before that. I was here before that. Has nothing to do with that. No one's using anything to try and get ahead like that except for these sick-ass fucking social justice warriors.
Yeah, I liked Lori Roberts' comment from earlier, the one that you highlighted about, people have always said they don't want to get political, and now those are the people that they're coming for now.
Yep.
Sometimes you've got to stand up, and not even, I don't even have to say political, but you have to stand up for people's rights and freedoms. I mean, that should not be political. To stand up for your fellow human beings and say, my rights are important, your rights are important, let's protect each other. I mean, how hard is that? that you know, that people like we said earlier. I'm not Cecil's biggest fan. Don't particularly care for some of the stuff that he says and stuff, but I'm like you. I'll defend his right to say it to the death, because I've never gotten on one of these places and went after some person who I, you know, disagreed with and tried to shut them down, no matter how foul their beliefs. No, I mean, and I'm very much against like abortion and stuff like that, but I'm never going to step in and say you don't have the right to believe what you want to believe, no matter what I think about it, because that's the great thing about where we live. Is we have that right. We're the only country in the world where that is enshrined into our system of government, that our freedoms are protected from government. And it's just, I mean, but right now it sure as hell don't feel like it.
Stories by Iris says, okay, honest question. Everything I'm seeing, it looked like Anna and Cecil were on board with Dynomite. I'm just confused on what's going on. This is what's going on, Irish. So far, up until now, Dynomite has not cared what political belief you have or anything like that. If you've got good work, you've got good work, and we'll put it on a fucking comic, whether it's a cover, whether it's a book, whether it's whatever. We don't give a shit how you lean politically. If you've got good work and it'll sell, by all means, come on board and be a part of the family. And now they backtracked on all of that, and they've caved and they've bent the knee and they've given in. And it's just the end of that. Because once they've done it once now, they're going to do it again, and they're going to do it again. All they have to do is get a couple emails and they bend the fucking knee. That's it. That's all this will lead to. Because once you say, okay, because this person has this political belief, or because they feel this way about this group, or because they feel this way about that group, you can't be a part and you can't earn. And the comic book industry is fucking dying. It is on fire, and they're outside roasting fucking marshmallows and laughing about it. They do not care about this industry. The people throwing a fit do not care about the things that we love. And that's what I've said over and over and over again. They could give a fuck less. They're not paying customers. They're bitching. They're bitching and moaning. And that's why they're going after manga. We talked about that before we even started this show. Me and 24 and Speaker talked about this before we even started the show. It's why they are going after manga. They could give a fuck less about that manga section in a comic book store. But manga is kicking the shit out of them because manga is not taking a knee. They're not taking a knee, and they're going to write what they want, and they do not care. They do not care about political leanings. They just want good books that people are going to enjoy. And that's all anybody should be worrying about. That is all anybody should be worrying about, is getting their work out there and people enjoying it. And that's not what they're doing. One side, and from Lori Roberts, one side is trying to take away our rights and one is not. Like it or not, it's political. And that's true. Mm-hmm. I have always been a middle of the road kind of guy. I will vote and I will support who I believe is worthy. I've never taken a permanent side. I'm not this, I'm not that, but I will say this, because of the actions of, and I'll just fucking say it, I don't care, the left, the far left, whatever the fuck you want to call them now, these SJW fucktards, I am now on a side. And it's funny that the people that would have encouraged me to use my brain 20 fucking years ago are the same people that are doing this. Use your brain, use your voice. Don't just take a side, look at it, look at the big picture, and then decide. These are the same fucking people that are saying you are either one of us or you're a piece of fucking shit. That doesn't deserve to work, that doesn't deserve to earn, that doesn't deserve anything.
I agree with Psycho Dwarf 9. Looney leftists scare me. Amen. Amen.
No matter what side you're on, no matter what they call it, Democrat, Republican, whatever, this should scare the fucking hell out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're not going to have a choice. And I'm sure as shit going to have a choice. And it is my choice to say, fuck Dynomite. I'm not going to pay a dime for anything coming out of Dynomite because they are fucking pussies and bent the knee.
And for all the good it'll do them. I mean, that's what kills me is these people bend the knee and it's never enough. They can never bend the knee enough. Right. You know, because once they've started, just like you said, once you start, they know they've got you and you'll just keep doing it and you'll just keep doing it. And their demands will just increase. They'll never be pacified because they're children. Because these are little spoiled, rotten kids who never got told no their entire lives. And if you think that you can pacify someone like that, you can't. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how many people in the chat and stuff have kids. I have 6. And yeah, you cannot raise kids like that. You cannot have a civilization like that. It all folds up. And we're kind of paying for the fact that we weren't engaged 20 years ago, that we weren't standing up in our schools and going, hey, no, we don't want you teaching this crap. We don't want you destroying the future generations. I mean, just go in and try and figure out how to do your kids' math in school right now. With Common Core and shit. I mean, I can't do it. I have no idea. It's like trying 2 plus 2 is 86 because I decided it was. It's crazy. And we are paying the price for not being engaged.
Oh, yeah.
And big thank you to Thomas Potts for subscribing. Thank you so very much, Thomas. Thank you.
Bring all your friends.
Yes. Yes.
Join the Loki army.
There you go.
We have cookies and bonfires. Cookies and bonfires, Tom.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
And Lady Gravemaster, they're already cleansing digital bookshelves and removing white author literary works. How long until the brazier is lit for the book burning bonfire? Yep. Yep. That's exactly what they're going to do, too. That is exactly what they are doing. Get rid of anything that used to have the old in it and only have this digital recreation of what's new. And guys, you've heard me say it before. They have teams of people. Cultural sensitivity squad.
Oh.
A group of readers going over old work saying, well, you can't say this, you can't say this, you can't do this, let's change this. Is that what everybody wants? I don't see any hands up. So a small group of people are going to decide that instead of saying this, you're going to have to say this. You know what? I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something. When I was a kid, I never paid any attention to someone's skin color. Ever. I didn't see it. They're just people. There was no difference.
Right.
They were just people. And it wasn't until I saw a movie, and I saw the movie first because I wasn't old enough to read it yet, called Kill a Mockingbird, that I realized that someone could be accused of a crime just by the way they look.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And now people are accused of things and are being fired, and their jobs are being taken away, and their livelihoods, just because they don't agree with someone.
And their lives are threatened. They get death threats. I mean, just because I said, oh, I like Trump, or I don't like Trump, or what. I mean, there are death threats. I mean, it's like, really? You have nothing but, okay, are you going to come from wherever you are to wherever I am and kill me because I don't agree with you?
Oh, they aren't even going
I
to
mean,
do that. The modus
Oh.
operandi, Brian,
oh my gosh.
is they want you to do it for them. That way they can say, oh, well, he just did it himself. We never did anything.
That is true.
Right.
I know Cecil has been told multiple times over the last couple of days to go and do it himself.
Right. Yeah, that's unfortunate, you know. I stand with Cecil. So, they got the hashtag, floating around. I stand with Cecil. He's a good dude. He's not a blemish on the cause by far. He's a smart guy, intelligent. He was able to, man, with his cash grab Indiegogo project. I mean, this dude he's a beast. Took the platform that he was able to get on. He worked it, and he did. He's doing good for himself, and I'm proud of him. Like I said, the dude to me, I think he's funny as shit, man. He's awesome, and he understands, what's going on. Like I was watching him last night, and he understands the game. He laughed and he shrugged it off like like you would, like he normally would. Does it phase him? Of course, but you know what? He put on his game face, and he's shit. The only thing only other choice that you have is to truck through it, and shit. Like I say, for them to abandon that project and do it the way they did, Nick Barucci and Dynomite, man, they dropped the ball, man. They dropped the ball. And like I said, it's a tough pill to swallow, and that's what got a lot of people upset. For everybody that's listening, please, do not back out of Banner's projects, or any other Comicsgate related projects that are currently in the works with Dynomite. Just let your favorite creators make their money from that, and let things be done at that point. But shit, like EVS said, Comicsgate is gonna back away from doing business with Dynomite from this point on, and it's because he said that Nick Barucci is a liability, and for the simple fact that by doing business with Comicsgate, that they became compromised. You got people coming after them, going so far as, this is the issue here. You have employees from Dynomite, writers, artists that have sat there and they have said that at this point, just because you're dealing with a Comicsgater, we're not gonna do no more business with you. And that's where a part of bend of the knee came in at, because you had so many people that worked for Dynomite that spoke up against Dynomite doing business with Cecil. But where were they at when Dynomite was doing business with EVS? And I know Anna took a lot of shit, which is unfortunate. But I mean, this is bad. This is bad. This thing here is this ain't good. A lot of trust was lost on this one, and that's why, to be honest with you, that's why this one stings a little bit more than just some average shit that will just happen to Comicsgate. Because to be honest with you, if you stand with the creators, you stand with all that. We're all Comics Gate. It ain't just something that's just for the people that are the creators. It's the people that fund the projects. Everybody that that's a part of the whole movement. And it ain't just that. It's the fandom menace, and it's everything else that's connected to it. So this thing is bigger than what people expect. It's all integrated. It's all connected, and it always has been since the beginning of it all. And I've been there since the beginning. So, but like I say, this thing is this. People are upset. People saying, fuck Diamond. I mean, Dynamite. Fuck Diamond too. Shit. But people feel the way they feel about Dynamite, and it's well understood, and it's well deserved. But just don't, whatever Anna has going on, if you funded it, please don't back out of it. Anna doesn't deserve it. And that's another thing too. Just think about how this thing could have actually divided everybody. The fact that you got projects that are still going, Cecil's got canceled. This thing could have, depending on people could have jumped on one side or the other. This whole thing could have divided Comics Gate, and part of the fandom is right down the middle because, like I said, it's all integrated. Dude, this thing could have been worse than what it is. But it's good to see that everybody saw it for what it was, kept it together, and shit. We just stand united against, the fuckery that's going on right now. So I'm just glad to see that, we're all on one page when it comes to this. But that's how bad this shit could have gotten. Everybody came together when they saw that, this shit went. Yeah, man.
Well, Dynamite's going to lose a lot of money. I was listening to EBS last night, and they're going to lose a lot of money. A lot of shit EBS was going to do, and he was going to do it through them. He's not going to do now. He's going to go private, just like he did with Cyberfrog. And guys, any Indiegogos that are going on, if you want to back them, back them. By all means, back them. I'm just not going to give Dynamite another fucking penny. It's not going to happen. As me and Mexican Iron Man were talking the other day and talking about what to back, what we might like, what we might to look at, review together, him doing unboxing videos, me and him doing reviews. I'm not gonna do anything for Dynamite. I'm not gonna give them any money, and I'm not gonna give them any time because they do not deserve it now. They do not deserve it. If they were to retract this and say, you know what, we're going to fucking do it anyway. Okay, cool. You've got my support, but they're not going to do that. They pussied out. Yeah. They pussied out and they backed down. Back to indies and fuck mainstream. And Broken Entertainment, just back to indies. I'm so done with mainstream publishing on every level. Yeah. DC's burning their house down. Marvel's burning their fucking house down. If any other comic book fucking group wants to burn their house down, that's fine. I will not support their bullshit. I won't.
Yeah, I'd say if you were going to back, the indie comics and stuff, if you were going to buy one book and you can afford it, buy two of them now. Do even more, go even further to show them, we're not going to do this. We're not, you know what? We're going to take all of our money and put it towards what we love, and screw you guys who are trying to destroy people and ruin people's lives, and just show them we are one. We are united. We are many voices, but we're one. Right. And we will support each other. And that's what it's going to take when they see all that, all they did was double the money going to the indies and stuff like and EVS and everybody else.
Right.
They're going to be like, oh crap, or at least I hope they are. I hope they just sit there and bawl as they go into bankruptcy court because of what they've done.
The fast money is what they make off of these projects, and it's just a variant cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's just a variant cover.
That's the killer part. It's a thing that does not affect like when you go into the comic book stores, of course you have the one cover, but man, when you have something that's a crowdfunded project, you know, when you go so far to undermine Cecil, but not only that, you undermine Dynamite itself. And it was up to Nick on whether he was going to make the money or shoot down the project. And the thing is, he lost. And come on, you know, I was watching Friday Night Lights on Nerdrotic's channel, and he had EVS, and EVS was saying, "Hey, look, I was supposed to be here, you know, all night, but Nick Barucci is coming over. He's bringing a pizza, and he needs to talk to me, you know, and you know, we're gonna do some, you know, we're gonna talk, da da da." So he had to cut his, you know, his live stream with Nerdrotic and you know, and everybody else short, just so that he can have a sit down with this dude, not knowing, you know, what the situation is. You know, he's saying, "Hey, he's gonna come over and hang out," but the thing is, he got hit with the Cecil situation, and he went over to talk to EVS about it, and that's why EVS had to get off of Friday Night Lights. You know, whatever show. I'm sorry, but that's why he had to get off of that early to go talk to him. He gave him the advice and told him, "Look, if I were you, I would keep rolling with Cecil, ignore whatever they're talking about." And you know what? He went the other direction. Now, why do you think when he went after Joe Rogan, he was like, you know, fuck y'all, I'm not gonna listen to anything y'all got to say. And by the end of the week, they disappeared. I'm just saying, you know, you know, you can't always allow, you know, for your cage to get rattled, for you to, you know, to go ahead and, you know, make a move like that. Man, they just lost out on so much. And, you know, and that's the thing, you know, if you understand comics and know how big this thing is, man, this thing was big. And that's the thing. Anna had a secret project coming up, and I'm believing it was with Dynamite, to be honest with you. She's been talking about how she's been working on a secret project, and I think Dynamite had a little piece to do with it. And you know what? That's the thing, you know.
Our money
like
is
EVS had to cut ties with them. You know, how does that? There was a lot of business there that now is not. A lot of projects and things that, you know, that were a lot more further ahead than what we knew about. We won't see those either.
Nope.
Well, I hope they go do it themselves. Just because Dynamite's not in the picture anymore, I mean, I hope they go full bore, just go out on their own and, you know, and get it done another way, because we deserve it.
Right. Well, you know, the thing is, if it involved Dynamite, then obviously it had something to do with their characters also. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. Like, we, you know, let's say, you know, Cyber Frog, Vampirella, EVS story, you know, like, you know, something that he wrote, you know, let's say it goes beyond it being a variant cover. We won't ever know.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the things that, you know, as the fans, you know, it'll just be something that Nick Barucci and EVS know about, and the rest of us, it'll just be a you know, a shot in the dark with guesses, you know. And that's the thing. As more as you know, the more these things keep getting messed with, you know, these things are, you know, there's a lot of interference, a lot of projects won't come off. Dude, as the fans, we're losing out on so much. And we're the ones that at the bottom line, we're the ones that hurt. Of course, the creators hurt business wise, but as the fans, seeing the creativity at the end of the line, at the light, we're the ones that lose.
Lady Gravemaster says, my friend with master's in history had her book rejected by a publisher and was told to include more representation, LGBTQ+. The setting was 14th century Africa with a black male main character. Ain't that a bitch?
What?
And that's exactly what we need more of. Instead of giving Black people tokenized characters of other things, why don't we have more just original Black characters? Why don't we have, if you want this stuff, go create this stuff. Don't steal other people's ideas and then tokenize it. And I mean, that's what makes me upset every time I hear this stuff going on. I'm just like, Black people deserve better than this. They deserve, and all this stuff is just, it's all just messed up. Black people don't want our sloppy seconds. They want their own characters. They want their own histories. They want and I want to see that as a white guy. I want to see their histories brought to life. I want to see those other cultures brought into the forefront and stuff like that, but on their own terms and their own merits, not what we're getting now. It's just like 24/7 said. We're the ones that hurt because the creativity is being stifled, and we're not getting what we deserve as fans, as customers, as consumers. Right. We're the ones that lose in the end, and that's everybody. It is really a sad situation we find ourselves in, where we're getting the Star Wars trilogies and which were nothing more than remakes. I mean, that's what really brought me into this movement. I'd felt this way for a long time, but I mean, like most of us who came into the Phantom Menace and Comicsgate and stuff, I came because I was like, this is it. This is the last straw. The Last Jedi came out, and I was like, that's enough. That's when I started my channel. That's when I did all this stuff, because I'm like, I'm tired of this. I want to have a say. I want to be proactive. I'm not going to sit and wait for somebody else, and oddly enough, I found everybody else was feeling the same way. And I'm like, oh, that's been the coolest thing about this, is getting to meet and be with all these people who feel the same way. They want to save what gives us the spice of life,
And since this got brought up, the whole when Black Panther came out, I was pissed. And it wasn't because Black Panther isn't a good character. It wasn't because I didn't support Black Panther. It was because they ignored everything that came before it. Why the fuck did I love Blade? Why the fuck did I love the Blade comic and the Blade movies? Why? I even liked the one with Ryan Reynolds, and that was shit.
Yeah, that was Blade Trinity. Yeah.
Yeah. Why? For them to be like, well, this is the first time ever. No, bitches, it's not. Hell, you can go back to Meteor Man. I used to love watching Meteor Man back in the day.
Oh yeah, Robert Townsend.
Yes, absorbing that power out of that meteor. Why did I love those movies if y'all are just going to slap it down and act like they never happened? Why? Yeah. So you can act like you're fucking a woke piece of shit?
Yeah, that's
well, and Hancock was another one. Yep. I mean, there's been a lot, and it's just, why aren't we getting that? Why aren't we getting the new creators or characters?
Well, they you have DC has actually a section called Milestone that's all Black, with all Black creators, and they actually had a Milestone DC crossover, but Milestone is a DC affiliate company, and actually I haven't heard from Milestone maybe in over 20 years, and they have something sitting there waiting that's never been touched. And you ever heard of Static Shock?
Mm-mm.
Static?
Nope.
The superhero?
Nope.
He had his own cartoon. I mean, if you want to, if you want to pull something up on, on the big screen, if you can, I mean, you can go for it. But Static Shock, if I'm not mistaken, is a part of that line. And Static Shock actually had, he had his own cartoon that was a milestone related cartoon where it's like basically his universe is all the heroes are black, and this is a DC branch off that if nobody didn't know about. I mean, look it up. I mean, please, anybody in the chat, look up DC Milestone and look up Static Shock, and you can see everything that I'm talking about. And
see, where's that?
You'll get it.
Why did that disappear?
I'm not sure. The thing is, it came and it went. But the thing is, it's like if people are asking for more representation and they want to see black heroes, DC already has a whole line of them, and then they have it where it's like it's its own universe, and it already tied in with like the main hero is like a big black dude. He's like a Superman type hero. They already crossed over, and he already fought Superman and met him. So I mean, this is stuff. If I'm not mistaken, is from the 90s, and about the mid 90s. We talking maybe 94. 95 maybe, and like this stuff is out, so if anybody is closer to a computer to Google any of this, they'll definitely. Yup, it's Sovereign 7 exactly. Yup.
So Static Shock, was he the character that was kind of a young kid who could fly?
Right. Yeah.
I think I saw him.
Blue mask, and he had like the dreadlocks coming from the top of his head.
Okay, I do know. I've seen him in some crossovers from I think it was the Justice League cartoons that
right.
had.
But the reason why they crossed him over is because he had his own cartoon.
Oh, okay. Now I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, yeah, I have seen that character, and he was a cool character. I enjoyed watching that.
So the thing is, he was the most popular. He was the most popular one out of Milestone, and that's where he came up from. And since he was the most popular one, they gave him his own show. So he was like kind of like the Miles Morales kind of deal,
And
but he was from DC and way back then and had his own cartoon deal.
Lady in Greymaster says, cut out the middleman, produce what you want, not be beholden to the publishing overlords. Brandon Sanders is one of my favorites. Is that what we got to do? Just get rid of the fucking publishers? Is that what's going to happen? Everybody just go indie and fuck the publishing companies?
I think that's going to happen more and more. I think that's the way to get out of this. And see. The ambassador brought up a comment a minute ago where, this isn't just happening in comics. This is happening to religious organizations where and I think you brought this up last week, Loki, on one of your streams, where they're painting on the Virgin Mary in front of churches and stuff. That they're going after all of this. That they are trying to tear down everything Western society, everything, and we need to be the ones building it back up, going, nope, no, you're not taking this from us. We're going to have our black characters. We're not going to see all these things that you want us to see that divide us, because I'm with you, Loki. I grew up not caring what anybody looked like. If you are a good person, awesome. You're in my life. That's what it took. And now it's just like they've got us seeing divisions everywhere. And I'm so sick of it.
They're the ones creating it.
Right.
Not us.
And then they turn it around and, you guys are ists and phobes and Yahtzees. And it's like, no, you're just putting what you are on me. You're the ones bringing this stuff, not us. Right. Oh man.
Well, that is something EBS brought up last night while I was listening was, there are things he does not know how to do that he is learning to do. I want to say this because while some fucking leaf blower goes by behind me. Shit.
That's loud.
Yeah. Everyone needs to be afraid right now. Every single one of those motherfuckers needs to be afraid right now, because once EBS figures it out, if that motherfucker decides I'm going to back you. He has got the money and the resources to back you. He has got the money to open his own fucking house and say, we're going to make comics under my fucking banner, and you do what you want. You write what you want, you draw what you want, and we'll fucking put it out there. And once he does that, Marvel's fucked, DC's fucked. They can all go take a flying fuck because he's going to put the good stuff out there. And he's not going to care who's drawing it, who's writing it, because no one fucking should. No one should be beholden on their political leanings to decide you're worthy of working here.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Exactly. He'll care about merit. Can you draw? Right. Can you tell a good story? Can you do all the things that make comics great? You know, that and those are the people he's going to bring in, and he's not going to care what you look like or who you sleep with or whatever. And that's how it should be. You shouldn't know. I don't want to know that stuff. You know, that's your personal life. You have a right to it.
Yeah. What the fuck is that anybody's business?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit. I like Dan Jurgens, but you know, I'm not interested in who he's fucking. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Or Jerry Ordway. You know what I'm saying? Or damn. You know when fucking Jack Kirby was alive. Come on, man. It doesn't matter, man. It's about, you know, it's about who the individual is and what they contribute, you know, to the business. That's the bottom line, man.
Yes, man. With the
God. There you go.
But yeah, it should be based on merit. When did we go away from that in our society? That the hardest workers, the people who put the time in, are the ones that get the cheddar, that make it and stuff like that. And now that's being demonized. Hell, if you're a hard worker, you're the enemy. Right. I want to sip my latte and sit on Twitter and destroy people's lives, and I'm important and you're not. It's like, no, you're not. You've never built anything. You've never done anything worthwhile in your life. The only thing that makes you feel good about yourself is destroying something else. And that's just, it's pathetic. And that's being glamorized. Oh, that boy, you're great if you can do that. It's just like, ugh.
Well, Colin P. Smith, you know what, brother? We're not fucking fans. We're customers. Right. We are customers. And yeah, their attitude is, are you good enough to be our fans? Well, guess what? I'm not a fan. I'm a fucking customer. I'm a paying customer. Whether I'm going to see a movie, God, I remember the argument of, well, you're not paying Disney, you're paying AMC. No, you go into a movie, you go into a Disney movie, you are supporting Disney.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you're not supporting AMC or fucking B&B or Alamo or any of the other fucking theaters out there. You are supporting Disney. When you buy a popcorn and a drink, you are supporting a theater. When you buy candy, you're supporting the theater. When you go and see a movie, you are supporting the people that made that movie. And I will not continue to do this shit. I will not continue to pay someone for shit. You are buying a shit sandwich. If I have a choice between EBS's fucking steak, burnt to a crisp just like the way I like it, or a shit sandwich, I'm going to go for the steak.
Yeah.
Every time.
I don't know, go for the shit sandwich. And that's why these fucking people do not support the crap they're throwing out there. They don't pay for it. They just want to read and complain and go on and on about how shitty they think something is. They're not going to support it anyway. They're not going to be a customer. If they want fans, that's fine. You can have fans that aren't going to buy your shit. When you want a customer that's going to pay you for your product, get your shit straight and come see us, because we're the ones that pay for it. We're the ones putting our hard-earned money. You know why? I bought 4 fucking copies of Cyberfrog. Why? With the chromium cover signed by EBS. Why did I buy 4 copies? Because I knew I could sell 2 of those and make my money back.
Right.
EBS got my money. And then I turned around and got my money back because there were people who didn't get the chromium cover that are like, oh my God, I want it.
All right.
And instead of paying $20 a piece like I did, they paid $40 a piece.
See, and I feel bad because I missed out on Jawbreakers. I remember watching just some guy do a review of that comic, and I sat there going, "Man, I want that." You know, where can I get one of those? And I don't think you can even get them now, unless you go and find somebody like you who's got some extras, that they've got.
Yeah, that's probably the way you're gonna find it. There's somebody online selling that shit, but you're gonna have to pay a little bit.
Yeah, you
extra
go.
for it.
So I mean, but when a guy like me who was never into comics growing up, loved the characters and stuff, but wasn't deep into it, can look at something like that and go, "That is freaking awesome. I want that." You've got somebody with talent, and it's just, and I mean, EVS is the same. It's just, once we get a chance, once they hit the mainstream, if they ever get big enough, like you say, that he could start his own thing or whatever, I mean, they're going to blow the doors off all these big companies. And it's, I can't wait to see that happen, because that's what should happen for talented people.
That's right.
Right.
You should be rewarded by your work, not your political leanings.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Shit. It's already happening. He's already doing it.
Yep.
And and that's why they find him or anybody else from his camp a threat. And that's why this should happen to Cecil, but it's a shame. But you know what? The good thing that happened was a lot of people, when they saw what happened yesterday and last night, they went ahead and backed up his cash grab, Indiegogo project that he has going on right now, and it boosted up an extra 5 G's just yesterday.
Good.
$5,000 in one day. That shit went up just because of what happened. So you know what? If that's not support, I don't know what is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the Indiegogo link if anybody wants it, right there in chat. Cash grab, the graphic novel by Cecil.
Yup.
We have a choice.
Cecil, yup. He's one hell of a dude. He's funny, man, and you can tell he put his heart into that shit, man. I've seen a page of it, and I thought, like, man, that shit is pretty funny, man. He's good dude. He's funny. Shit. Support that. Fuck Dynomite and all that other shit, man. Cecil's the truth. Hey, go ahead and support it.
That's right. And
I did.
In closing, guys, we support what we love.
Right.
Not because it's political, not because of who fucking wrote it, but because we love it. If you're interested and you love it and you want it, you'll support it.
Right.
If you don't, you won't. And if you don't, what the fuck do you have to say about it anyway?
Right.
Amen.
Seriously, I mean, are you going to sit there and bitch because something isn't the way you want it, but you're not going to fucking get it anyway? You don't care? Is that I don't understand the business sense of it at all. So, guys, I want to thank 24/7 for being here. I want to thank Brian, Speaker for the Dead. Thank you both so very much for being here today. It is an absolute honor to have you on, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We may cover more of this tomorrow. I've got another guest coming on tomorrow. I may hit this some more. I will have to get with them and decide what exactly I'm going to do tomorrow morning. But things are going to change. The pendulum is swinging. And I think this is going to be a nail in that coffin of bullshit. They can't keep this up forever because all they're going to do is lose money. All they are going to do is lose money. So thank you, everyone, for being here today. Thank you, everyone, for listening today. Don't miss the Valkyries. The Valkyries are going to be up in less than an hour. I know we went a little long today. And Broken Entertainment says that's one stinky coffin. Yes, it is. Damn straight it is. Anything you guys want to say in closing? You want to promote your channel? Anything? I know we've been throwing links out for both y'all as the show's going on. Any projects you guys got coming up?
Well, shit. Me, I'm just getting myself back together. I'm trying to nurse an injury. Loki, when we get off, I'm gonna show you something, bro. Yeah, I'm not doing my best, but I'm hanging in there, smiles and all. So yeah, I'm just trying to, regroup, and I look forward to catching up with everybody this week. My channel is 24/7 Fusion Media, and shit, I love to see y'all there. So thank you, Loki.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. Speaker.
Just doing a live stream now on Sunday evenings at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So depending on where you are, you just got to adjust an hour or so. We're talking about everything, and get out there and support your favorite creators. Support guys like the Ambassador, Adega Outlaw, everybody on here that's in the chat that's got their own shows. It's just, this is so awesome to be a part of this community. Thanks, Loki, for having me on and letting me be a part of this, because it was great. I had a great time.
Thank you, Speaker. Guys, check out Speaker for the Dead's channel. I know the link's in there. Cap was throwing the links out. If you like his content, please hit that subscribe button and hammer that notification bell. And don't miss the Valkyries coming up in less than an hour. And we will catch you guys next time on Mornings of Mischief. See you, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.